How good is the ryegrass oversow starting to look behind me? A bit of kikuyu in there, but lots and lots of ryegrass. So today I'm going to mow with the rotary mower and then also with the cylinder mower and get some stripes in here and see how it looks. So let's get into it. Yo mate, what up? Welcome to another lawn tip vid. Out here this afternoon on the ryegrass oversow into the kikuyu, and we have a ton of ryegrass coming up. Heaps and heaps and heaps. A bit of kike coming back through as well, which is fine, but lots and lots of ryegrass in here to get us some nice stripes and colour for the winter time. Now we're at week 2 now, a little bit over 2 weeks, so I'm not expecting a ton. Normally if I had done an actual ryegrass sow, not an oversow, I'd be waiting until almost week 3 to be getting a mow on it, and we're getting our second mow on here now. So I mow once a week, not a ton of mowing, but you can see it's still thin in some areas like this. Still a little bit coming up, need to get some moisture on here later this afternoon. But there's definitely grass all throughout that. I think it's actually due for a little bit of an oversow over the thinner spots. Some areas are nice and thick, but there is due for an oversow in some areas as well. So we'll do that next week, but today is just about getting the cylinder mower out after a rotary mow and making this look schmick. So let's give everything an edge, because I need to edge it, and then let's get this nice and striped up and ready to go. Just quickly before we do mow, I just want to mention a few things. I have been keeping the water up to this still at least 2 times a day. Still doing that. Haven't watered it this morning because I'm mowing it today, but I'll water it after this mow because there is new seed here and it's been quite windy. Still need to keep the moisture up to it. Not 4 times a day because I'm not trying to get it to germinate, but we need to maintain the moisture in here. Water will be bumped up a little bit more once I put some more seed out, because that's the way it is. So something I want to get done sooner rather than later. But that's mostly all I've been doing. I put out that fertilizer last week, due again for some fertilizer this week, so I need to get out my lawn tips mix at 200 ml per 100 square meters, just to really help top growth and our root growth. I won't get it done in today's video because I'm filming this week a little bit too late, but I want to at least get a mow down here today. But I will be getting some liquids out over the weekend or at the start of next week, because it's just something I like to do to help get it established. Definitely don't have to do it, just something I prefer to do to get things kicking along. But apart from that, that's all I've really been doing. It's just keeping the water up to it, keeping an eye on it, making sure parts aren't drying out, moving the hose around, and that's all there is to it. Mowing it once a week when I get a chance. Probably could have mowed it twice, to be honest, but it is what it is. But let's get a mow on it now. First with a rotary, see how much we get off, and go from there. So I got about 2 catches off that mow just there, so I'm glad I did this first. Now I'm going to use the cylinder mower. I've got my Rover 45 just over here. As you can see, what a beast. I love this thing. Now I'm not going to use the catcher today. I'm just going to mulch it back in to the lawn to help retain some moisture. But it looks pretty good, doesn't it? Lots of kikuyu in there, which will start to dissipate once it gets a little bit colder. And the ryegrass is still a little bit thin like this, which is why I want to do maybe a tiny little bit of an overseed on some areas and just make this area look just even better. I want this looking schmick for the whole of winter. So we'll do our mow today, and then next week we can do a ton of work on this to get it going. But let's see if it stripes. Have that set at 20 mil and it took basically nothing off, so I'm just going to adjust it down to 15 mil and leave it there. Well, that handled that 15 mil really, really well. I'm almost tempted to do a 10 mil scalp and then oversow, and then, because the kike will really struggle to grow now because it's cooling off quite a bit at night. Days are still warm. When I say warm, 20 degrees is our top, and night's getting down below 10 degrees. So the kike's struggling a bit, struggling to grow, whereas the ryegrass is loving it because it's cool season grass. So I'm almost tempted to scalp it back a little bit, get the kike down lower. So when we're mowing at that 15 to 20 mil with the ryegrass, it really pops above it, and the stripes are more prominent, and the ryegrass color is more prominent as well. But I mean, the color still, like on this area, the camera's blowing out at the moment for some reason, but the color is looking, woo, really good color right now. Mate, that's the ryegrass giving it that color. It's still not thick, but there is, as I've said, a ton of ryegrass down in there, and it's going to keep coming as it gets more mature. 2 weeks, I wasn't expecting too much. Need to get some more water into it now though. But yeah, it does. Feels good to have a cylinder mower back on this area. Really, really does. And it was really nice mowing with that Rover. Those are just such good mowers. Like, they're just so easy to control, light and just a breeze to use. Just so good for homeowner mowers. Like, they're just awesome. Thanks guys so much for watching. Really, really appreciate it. If you missed out on this morning's live stream, so it was on Friday, make sure you check it out. We did a live stream down the green. Gonna try and do that more often. Might try to do one in the afternoon before our afternoons get too dark when daylight savings flips here in New South Wales. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. Appreciate it. Excited for the projects coming up. Really looking forward to doing it. Some renos on the green, renos on the ryegrass down around the green, and just keeping this area going over winter. I'm excited to see how this all turns out. Thanks so much guys. I'll see you soon.